Hey lovelies!
Hey!
How you been doing? I've
Hey!
been doing good. Okay, listen, I'm so sorry I haven't been posting a lot on YouTube, actually at all. But I moved, so I am literally not in Ottawa anymore. I live in Toronto now, so there you go. Your girl moved. That's like one excuse, and then other than that, I have no excuses. But I've done a bit of a rebrand, so either way, sorry about that. But I swear I am back, okay? I'm like back in full force. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the video. So, as we are in the pursuit of making black OCs that does not look like white people in blackface, I will be starting the digital art coloring series. So, the things that I've done before were basic art tutorials to help create a black OC. I did those without any special brushes or anything, so that traditional artists can also do it, can also help. But unfortunately, this one is going to be about coloring and rendering, so it's going to be, the next few tutorials are going to be for digital artists. We're starting with something heavily requested, and it is coloring slash rendering dark skin tones. I'm going to be talking about 3 important points to start, and then after that I'm going to be showing a process video on what I do to color slash render dark skin tone. So getting in there. Okay, so number 1 is the base color and the undertones. So the color brown is dark orange, just like how the color beige is light orange. This opens up a number of brown skin tones you can use based on the undertones that you want to use for your character. So undertones are very, very important when drawing any type of skin tone because everybody has undertones. So including even like the darkest people, you know, like if you're thinking about like people from, let's say like South Sudan or something, they also have undertones even if they are very dark, you know what I mean? So even if your character is very dark skinned, they still have an undertone. So that's a very important point that you have to notice about drawing any type of skin tone. I use a square type of thing here. Some people use the triangle, but I think that either way it's kind of similar. If you lower the luminosity of the color orange, it turns into brown. It's pretty simple. That's like major rule of thumb here. In order to open up the amount of skin tones to use, you either lean towards red or you lean towards yellow, or you stay within the orange area. So this is a part where I've noticed some artists struggle a little bit with. It's where don't let go of the orange. So when you're leaning towards any of those colors, let's do like a color that just has an orange undertone here. If you want a more olive skin tone for your character, obviously you have to lean towards the yellow to create a more olive undertone for your black character. However, do not let go of the orange yellow, because if you go fully into yellow, this is not a skin tone anymore. The same goes for red. So if you want a more warm skin tone for your character, you can lean towards the reds here, but then you don't want to go fully into red because that's just dark red. So you see where we're going here? We don't want to involve colors like these. We want to stay within the zone of orange red and orange yellow and orange. Okay? So that's basically how the colors and undertones work. It works with any skin tone, but specifically I wanted to talk about brown skin tones in that section. Number 2 is saturation. A lot of artists struggle with the saturation of dark skin tones that I have noticed. They either make it not saturated enough or too saturated. You just have to make sure within this section here not to lean too much towards the left or the right. So say you want to have your character here with a red undertone and they have skin color like this. Cool. But then you want your character to have a more of a cooler skin tone. So you want to lean more towards the less saturated areas. So you have a skin tone like this. This makes the skin tone more cool. It makes it more into the sort of blues areas, you know what I mean? But you don't want to lean too much towards the left, because if you lean too much towards the left, you end up making your character look gray. If your character's tone looks too gray, it ends up making the entire drawing just look too muddy, and it just makes the whole thing look too desaturated, and it doesn't work out well. It's two different sides of the same coin. So the other side is too much saturation. So let's say you want your character to have more of a warm skin tone, so you make your character look like this, which is good. But then if you lean way too much towards the saturation here, you end up like this, and it ends up making it straight up just orange. And finally, number 3 is palms and lips. I put both of these into the same section, but they're obviously two different things, but let's just have it as number 3. So for palms specifically, obviously, as you can see, our palms are lighter than the back of our hands because there is a lack of melanin in our palms. Same things goes for the soles of our feet. Now, this is more of a personal detail. If you don't have a lot of detail in your art style, there is no reason to actually put this detail. Like I don't really see it as too much of a big deal, especially like, let's say like you don't even add a nose in your art style. Let's say if you make like you have a very chibi art style and you don't even add a nose in there. Why would you color the palms? Like, you know what I mean? For example, I don't even do that for my characters. Like, this character does not have the light palms because I don't really see it as a big deal. I don't add it, or the soles of her feet. Yeah, I don't think it's a necessary detail in terms of my art style. So if you look at this art style and you think it's a little bit more realistic, so you should add it, I think that's really a personal preference. But if you do have a more detailed art style, or if you don't and you still want to add light palms, I have a bit of tips for that as well. So if you do want to add lighter palms, make sure that the color of the palms actually matches the undertone of the dark skin tone. So like I said, I'm take a shot every single time I say undertone. So if your character's undertone, let's say I made it more of a red undertone or orange, and I made the character like this, okay? Let's say I added this. You see how like that makes it look out of place because the undertone of this palm right here is more olive, whereas the tone of the actual character's skin is more into the reds and it's more warm. So you want to basically copy that into the other thing. So you want to make it more red like this. So make sure that it actually matches the undertone of the character. For lips, I just really wanted to introduce the idea that two-tone lips are not the only type of lips that Black people have. Although two-tone lips are very common, it isn't the only tone. So some people have one-tone lips, which I will introduce that into like this. Basically, both lips, both top and bottom, are the same color. This applies for also the other way around. So some Black people also have one-tone lips where the bottom part also matches the top. So those are two types that can happen. There's a lot more that you can do. Now, just don't make them red because then you're leaning towards uncharted territory. But if your character does have a red lip, like for makeup, most of us do what we call like a lip combo, which makes it blend better with our skin tone. So, and that makes it actually work out. So don't do straight up red because then obviously you're leaning towards uncharted territory. But if you do want your character to have a red lip, make sure you do a lip combo because then that's sort of, you know what I mean, looks better automatically. It just really just looks better. So that's lips. And yeah, so now I'm gonna show basically the process of me coloring in the skin tone and this character in general. So here is a quick speed paint, like I said, of the process of me coloring in a skin tone. I'm gonna be doing flat colors first. Like I said, I'm not doing my grayscale method normally, so I'm gonna be doing the flat colors, and then I'm filling in the colors of all just the areas. I'm not gonna be coloring in any of the other stuff, but anyways. So first I'm gonna start with a light source. I need to know exactly where the light is gonna be, whether it's a harsh light or a soft light. Can be decided later. So like I said, I first start with a blocking. So here you're gonna see that I use a lasso tool, and then I create the first blocking. The first blocking is very simple and soft. You're gonna see it starts out really harsh, but then I lower the opacity very low so that it just creates a bit of a soft, like it creates a bit of structure in the face. Then I start with the second blocking here. And I create a little bit more, I just create a little bit more shading in the face because I want it to be a little bit harshing. Then I do a third blocking where the darkest parts are. And then sometimes I do like the top lip for the stuff like that. I also added a extra blocking at the bottom because I felt like there wasn't enough structure in the face there. So you can do as many blockings as you want. Then I add the big lighting, which is before the small lighting, which I'm about to do. That's the ambient lighting there. And then I'm doing small lighting right there. So as you can see, this is how I do the skin tone rendering. I do the same thing for pretty much everything that I do. This one is a little bit more detailed because of the art style. So as you can see, depending on the art style depends on the amount of detail I put into the actual thing. But let's go back here to just explain the blocking process. Like I said, I start with a shade like this, then block, 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 block. Literally, that's how you do it. Hopefully this was a helpful tutorial. Again, I am sorry for not posting in a while. But I now have a full posting schedule, so you can find that I will post on YouTube every Sunday. And but if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments and I will respond to all the questions. Have a blessed day. Bye.